Imagine that. A red desert, endless, silent. Dust storms rise thousands of kilometers in height. The temperature drops to -100 degrees at night. And there are footprints in the middle of this dead world. Not random cracks. Not ordinary craters. Structures. Geometric. Too correct. Too meaningful? It all started in 1976. Viking 1, the first spacecraft to take a close look at Mars. In the region of Kydonia, he took a picture. An ordinary hill. But under certain lighting conditions. It was a face. A human face. Eyes, nose, mouth. It was looking straight at the camera. Into space. At us. The world froze. Books, theories, documentaries. Someone said, "This is a monument. The last message of an extinct civilization." Others whispered, "This is the proof. We are not alone." Years have passed. More powerful cameras. Mars Global Surveyor, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, high-rise with a resolution of 25 centimeters per pixel. They returned to the same place. And the face disappeared. Almost. Only the hill remained, pitted by wind and shadows. Scientists breathed a sigh of relief, pareidolia. Our brain sees faces everywhere, in clouds, in rock cracks, in coffee grounds. It's just an optical illusion. But, if you cover your face, what remains in Kydonia? Pyramids. Several hills with faces suspiciously similar to the Egyptian ones. One of them, the so-called DNM pyramid, has 5 sides. Almost symmetrical. Nearby there are strange rectangular shapes, like the remains of foundations. Enthusiasts measure angles, find the ratios of pi and square root 2, and talk about mathematical precision that is impossible for nature. Official science answers, erosion. Wind, sand, billions of years. There are pyramid-like rocks on Earth too. But why here? Why are there so many coincidences in one region? Now fast forward to the south. To the polar cap. Where the sun begins to touch dry carbon dioxide ice in spring. The pressure builds up under the thin crust. The gas explodes. Fountains of dust and sand burst upward at a speed of 160 kilometers per hour. And they leave spiders. Arachniform structures. They were black, branched, and looked like giant spiders scattered across the plain. They appear every Martian year and disappear. NASA even recreated them in the laboratory in 2024, confirmed, these are CO2 geysers. Everything is understandable. But look at the orbital images. Some spiders stretch for kilometers. Their channels intersect at strange angles. It's like a network. Like an irrigation system? Or traces of something that lived under the ice billions of years ago, when Mars was wet and warm? Now it's methane. A mystery that has been haunting me for decades. Curiosity and the Trace Gas Orbiter record bursts of methane. Sometimes the concentration jumps tenfold. Methane does not live long in the Martian atmosphere. Ultraviolet radiation and oxidizing agents destroy it in a matter of months. Where does it come from over and over again? Volcanoes? There are almost none on Mars. Hydrates? Maybe. But in 2025 to 2026, Curiosity found something even more disturbing. The rocks of Gale Crater contain the longest organic chains ever discovered on Mars. Dean, undecan, dodecan. Molecules that on Earth are often associated with fats, with life. Scientists are careful. They say they can be abiogenic. But in February 2026, a paper was published, non-biological processes do not fully explain their number. It is reasonable to assume a biological source, they wrote. And perseverance? In the Jezero crater, where there was once a lake and a river delta, he found leopard spots on the Chiava Falls rock. Mineral reaction fronts. They are similar to those that microbes leave behind when they feed and change the chemistry around them. In 2025, it was called one of the most intriguing hints of a past life. But back to the structures. There are box-shaped formations at the foot of Mount Sharp. Tall ridges, as tall as a man. Intersecting at right angles. It's like a cobweb made of stone. Curiosity has been roaming among them for months now. Scientists believe these are traces of ancient lakes, minerals deposited in cracks. But from orbit, they look too orderly. And the square shapes? In 2001, the Mars Global Surveyor captured an almost perfect square in the crater. The enthusiasts shouted, "The Citadel! The fortress!" Later, HiRISE showed that it was just a cliff, a corner of a hill. An optical illusion. But why does Mars play these games with us so often? Why do new pictures appear every year? The doorway, the skull, the coral, the human head, dried up under the sun. Maybe it's really pareidolia. Maybe our minds are desperate to see order in chaos. He wants to believe that billions of years ago, when the first cells were just being born on Earth, the lights of cities were already burning on Mars. That someone was looking at the stars from the red plains and left us signs. Warning. Or an invitation. Or maybe we're just afraid of silence. We're afraid that it's really empty up there. That the red planet died quietly, without an audience. Without monuments. Without parting words. But every new picture, every methane surge, every strange shadow on the hill, makes us ask the question over and over again.